Hey guys, Roy from ANSgear. We're going to step you through an install of a Lapco Uni-Flow piston housing. So this is a replacement for the original piston housing that comes on the gun. This will give you an increase in air efficiency and also let you achieve higher rates of fire by letting the piston cycle quicker inside the gun or inside the Cyclone feed. So if you're trying to max out rate of fire, you're putting electric frames on it and you're trying to go as fast as you can, definitely want to upgrade your piston housing. So we'll go ahead and do the install. I'll show you how to do the install, I should say. So the first thing we want to do with this particular install is you definitely want to remove the Cyclone feed from the gun. Much easier to work on. Unlike the squishy paddle one where you're just working with the top, we have to work with the bottom on this one, so we want to pull it all apart. So we're going to take off the side screw. This one main screw right here is what is going to bolt the Cyclone to the gun itself. And then we're going to want to take off this banjo fitting right here, the one that goes actually into the piston housing. So we're going to use a flathead screwdriver, and we are going to unscrew that off of there because we're going to be replacing this part. Keep it vertical there. So once that's all the way off, I'm just kind of lift it up and move it out of the way like that. We can pull our Cyclone off of there. This seems to be a little loose, so we're going to just tighten that up a little bit. That's also something we could do later. So we'll move that out of the way. So we want to get this piece off of here and remove it and kind of put the new one in. So the only way to get this out of the housing here is to remove the 4 screws off the bottom. So we're going to need a Phillips for that. So we're going to pull this one out of here. Out of here. And once this bottom plate comes off, you'll be able to see the whole ratchet assembly that's actually underneath there. But the only way to access the housing or to get it off the Cyclone is to remove this all the way off. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to have to kind of get this up off of there. There is a little slot right here where you can kind of pry underneath there. They give you a little area to get inside there. Just wiggle that up. So that's going to come off of there. So we've got a couple things here. We've got our cylinder housing right here, our ratchet spring, our ratchet, and our linkage arm is right underneath there. So we're going to lift this up. Get our Cyclone spring out of there. There's our spring. Kind of lift this up a little bit. Have it come out of there. Now this top piece right here, you've got your cylinder housing, your manual assist post right here, as well as the cap. This cap unscrews off of there so that we can get the post out. So we're going to push it forward right out of there. We're going to take that and we're going to put it into our new one. See, it comes back through that side, and then we're going to reattach the cap back on. Just like that. So now we've got that running inside there. Now we're going to take the piston here, put it into our new cylinder housing, slide everything into position, and it actually will lock down to where we need it. There's little grooves, little channels cut inside there where everything will kind of just fit just where it needs to be and drop down into position just like that. Once we get it back into position, we'll take our Cyclone, our ratchet spring here, put that back in as well. Oh, that's not where that goes. It goes like that. Put it in the screw hole there. Now everything's in there. Everything feels right. We really don't want to try to test it until we've got the back or bottom plate back on. We can just hold that by hand, test it, make sure everything's working as it should. Seems good. Put our screws back in. Now we're just going to tighten these down a little bit so you're not sitting here watching me tighten screws forever. As fun as that is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're all set up here. We've got our new housing in place. What we want to do is we want to turn this so that the port hole is facing up, because that's where we're going to connect our banjo fitting to there. So it's facing down and it's going to be out of the way. Put everything back on. Before we try to connect this up though, let's secure the Cyclone feed to the gun itself. Put that there. Then we can switch out for our Phillips or our flathead, and then line everything up and tighten down our banjo. All right. It's giving us a problem here. It doesn't want to go in there. Must not be lined up just right. Seems though this thing can rotate around on you. If it doesn't line up just right, that screw's not going to go in. There we go. Make sure that's tightened on there. You don't want to lose that O-ring either that sits underneath there or on there. Otherwise you could possibly get a leak out of it. There you go. Everything tightened up. We see our manual assist is working. Everything's running as it should inside there. So if you're looking to max out your rate of fire or get better efficiency out of your system, the piston housing is definitely one of the best upgrades you can do for your Cyclone feed to get you that efficiency and possibly achieve that higher rate of fire. So this is the Lapco piston housing. It's available through the website. Order yours now through ANSgear.com.